Hello guys, today's video I'm gonna do like a story time video. I'm gonna tell you a story about when I was 4 years old. I had bacterial meningitis and a stroke. For those who don't know what bacterial meningitis is, it's the inflammation of the brain and spinal cord. Yeah, I had that. Although some people end up deaf after meningitis because of the medications, I was born deaf, but I do have a cochlear implant and a malformed cochlea, so that puts me at higher risk of getting meningitis than hearing people. A lot of kids get ear infections. I only had 2 in my life so far, and both of them were really bad. I had my first ever ear infection when I was 4 and I was in preschool. My parents took me to the doctor and they said I had an ear infection, so they put me on antibiotics. For the next week, my mom said I started to get sicker and sicker, and I was very lethargic, not moving around much, and staring off into space. They kept taking me to the doctor, and they said it was a virus and it had to run its course. They also took me to the emergency room and they were told the same thing. My mom kept asking the doctor, "What about meningitis?" And Mom thought that because I was walking very stiff. She said the doctor clapped me by the head back and forth and said if she had meningitis, she wouldn't let me do this. My mom thought he was a jerk. The next morning, I had a seizure in front of my parents, so they called an ambulance and I was taken to a local hospital. They couldn't do anything for me at the local hospital, so they wanted to send me to the children's hospital, which was 2 hours away, and there were no ambulances available. I had to go by helicopter. My mom rode with me in an ambulance to a baseball field where they transported me into the helicopter. My mom wasn't allowed to go on the helicopter. It was full of medical people, medical professionals, and I was so scared. I was like screaming and crying all the way to the hospital, and I really wanted my mom. It was so scary. There was everybody staring at me, and it was uncomfortable. I got to the hospital in 20 minutes. It took my parents 2 hours. Wow. At the children's hospital, the doctors wanted to give me a spinal tap to see if there was any bacteria in my spinal fluid. That's where they inject a needle into your spine and pull out fluid. My mom said it was awful. I was in so much pain. There were five people had to climb on top of me to like stop moving, and I was like not stopping. But I don't have memory of that at all. I remember the pain. Good. When the test results came back, I did have meningitis, bacterial meningitis. A neurologist said the seizure I had was a stroke. I had weakness on the right side of my body, and I wasn't walking or grabbing things well. I got so many needles, and I hate them. They would have to take me into a different room, far away from the kids, from people, so I was like screaming so loud, and they didn't want me to disturb them. And I like needles. I have scars on my hands too. I think I have 4. There's 3 here and then there's 1. And I also have like an IV tube scar here somewhere. I think that's from it too. I ended up in the hospital for 15 days before I finally got home. I was out of school for over a month. I got physical therapy for a month, and then I quickly bounced back. Luckily, there were no lasting effects. So that is my story. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. I hope you learned something about this, and thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Bye.